Hello and welcome to another round 1 game of the QuadroX Cup tournament. Here comes BurntSoap versus RisingSun. Let's see what we have in store on this wonderful map. Starting here with BurntSoap in the northwestern corner with the Druid, some spicy Druid play, I'm up for that. Coming up the woodcutter and hunting cabin, no woodcutter, okay, so he places them slowly, which is sometimes nice if you want to go for a quick outpost. I'm not sure if it's applicable for elves, if it really delays it, if you just place them all, resource-wise. We've got triple stone cutter, double hunting, nothing fancy here for Rising, but a warrior of the DPS. I like it. Warrior of the depth coming up, looking rather dapper there. Doing his little twirl. Ooh, how did he spec that? So if you want to check that, we have Brute Force, Sweeping Strike, and good old Inspiring Presence. Coming up right there. This way he was able to sweep and then one-shot the zombies. Good to make a note of that. Mole Rider is using this wonderful, wonderful Watchstone here to keep an eye on the Pathfinder, who now has to just gracefully trot away in the turquoise panoply. I was looking for a word there, but I don't think panoply it is. Isn't it? So that should be interesting. It's finally something different. And I'm expecting our Druid boy going pretty classic stuff. Yeah, zombies be burning. Obliterate, Alan's Fire, Brute Force. Where's his last point? Still has 2 over. Okay, he hasn't spent them yet. Oh no! Our dear boy gets caught. Down goes the Pathfinder. That's unfortunate. Interesting capping orders here. He's trying to head him off, it seems. Let's see who gets there first. Don't think he has spotted yet that it's a Druid. We have economy opener here for the Druid. So hunting cabin is coming up in the next sector.
Wir werden angegriffen.
Not too shabby, not too shabby. But the warrior of the deeps is coming up to deny that Gauntstone, which could be pretty strong. The question is, does he get stone post up in time? Or is, what's it called? Scouting post, I guess, for all the races. Here he comes. He's not upgrading it yet. Probably can't afford it. Nope, he cannot. And ooh, nice choice. We see the good old siege beam coming in. Denying that touch.
Wir werden angegriffen.
Probably cancelled that early. Pretty sure it has... Yeah, 14 seconds duration, as long as you have focus. So that should have been fine, but it's a nice denial of the XP there. It's gonna give him a slight XP lead. Let's see if we can take advantage of it. Stonecutter hunting cabin coming up. Classic stuff. Nothing too fancy yet. A lot of players get their stone halls and barracks in the corner sectors. Let's see if Rising is the same. Looks like it's gonna be first again. Dwarfs in orange look really good, by the way. I really like them. Oh! Okay, this time he still gets, looks like, almost all of it. Nice teleport there. Even though it looks like it, it doesn't actually do damage. It slows you down, as well as impairs you for 44 movement speed for everything in between. So it's a very nice ability. You can also use it to disengage. It is very, very interesting. Let's see what he can make do here. So he rebuilds it. Oh, that's a pretty neat trick. He didn't finish it. So I think that way, whenever it gets damaged, you can just repair it and basically deny your opponent some value there. I have to check if that is how that works. Or if there was something fishy going on there that I don't understand. Because then you could play the attrition game on the post if you know your hero is superior. Without risking losing the flag or having to focus the flag yourself. I have to try that. That was pretty interesting. That looks like BurntSoap. Yes, BurntSoap is gonna go for the Medusas, which is pretty timely and a good choice. 5 minutes. I think the earliest I've seen it is 4.5 minutes by Cheese. So the 5 minutes is pretty damn good. There you go. Stone Hall, one cabin coming up. And we are full producing. Very nice. Speaking of production, what we got? So we've got like a half rush build. Well, it's not really rushing, but it's a compromise. Oh, get him out, get him out, get him out! No! Yes! Ooh, yes! Nicely done. Good stuff there, good stuff there. Let's have a little look-see. Didn't level up, so we're gonna wait for that to happen. Meanwhile, what's Rising up to? Same thing, same thing. Has lost an axe wielder there. There we go, level 4. So we're situated in for a pretty good game. It seems like, or at least a very even one so far. That's the wrong screen. There we go. Hasn't spent his points yet. Disappointing. Let's see what the Rising is up to. So he's got Relentless Rage, which increases his maximum focus by 10 on level 2. He's got Death Blow. For every time he kills something, he gets 16 resistances. It doesn't say for how long, it just says you can only get it once every 1 second. But it actually doesn't tell you the duration, I think. I don't think the duration would be 1 second. That'd be a bit short. So we have to see once he kills a unit. Otherwise, Battle Frenzy, Sweeping Strikes, Brute Force. Nothing other special. Has he bought something? Not yet. BurntSoap. Spend your points, boy. Oh, I have nothing to talk about. Hasn't bought anything either. Sorry, I'm bit slow tonight. But we'll get there. There we go. So we've got tier 3 armor and a nice orb to grill some toasty dwarfs. Ooh, but if we can get that growth, that'd be pretty huge. Let's have a quick check here. 15 axe wielders versus only 12 guardians. Druid is a AoE powerhouse if he spends his points though. So he is in trouble. Let's have a little look at if he gets a kill here. For how long the ability lasts. Nice firebomb. That's a lot of dead dwarfs. Definitely taking a very good trade here. My game is please not crashing. Yeah, apologies for the performance today. For my PC, I have been having trouble, so I hope I can fix them soon. I'm worried that my CPU is about to crash and burn. But we'll see. Hopefully I don't have to replace it soon. Nice teleport. Come on, kill something. And it doesn't display the duration, but as we can see, it's longer than 1 second. Hang on, we're on the wrong... Maybe if we go to his perspective. No. That's a very long duration. Or was that 15 seconds? Gonna approximate that at 15 seconds. That's pretty strong. And we have seen by Brutus on one of his replays, which I haven't casted yet. You can get him to 100 resistances across the board with the final death blow talent and I think some shenanigans to do with, of course, full resistance items. I'm not quite sure if that was all that it was, or if it used like the Earth Shaper as well. You give a PowerPoint too? Yeah, for me it's not my the encoder, for me it's my CPU. Ah, interesting. He's going full fire bombs. And one axe. One axe only, Vasily. Here comes a teleport. Ah, here comes a Druid Beam, my favorite ability. It is very strong. Oh, misses the first bomb. But they both just want to make me happy with the fire bombs. Bombage. Nice obliterate. Nice heal. Gets fully ignored. There's another bomb. Lovely, lovely, lovely. The bomb, the grenadier, dwarven boy. Doing some work here. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, could he get level 5 of that one?
Unsere Helden sind stärker geworden.
Very interesting. So picks up recuperate and precision stance. Oh, that's what gives you the last bit of resistances. So this gives you a cleave, 22% movement speed and 37% attack speed, and then 16 resistances on top of your death blow, as well as your armor and items. So with that combo, you get over 100. And then you have an invincible boy as long as you keep killing, which is very interesting. Very, very interesting. We'll see how hard that can be exploited, since he is not the best in terms of damage, this hero. So I don't know if you can hold that up again past the tier 1 stage of the game. Before it like, you can't just kind of ignore him, that's what I mean. The question is, how will players utilize that going forward? Because it has not been addressed in the updated patch notes that came out today. So we will see. We only have now the Heart of the Bear here. Let's have a quick check. I know I'm doing a pretty bad job of casting today. We haven't checked attack or anything. 29 axe wielders, 3 sentries, teleports out.
Ja?
Versus 16 Guardianos. We do have the Sanctum up with 2 groves. We have no upgrade buildings. For Rising, we don't have anything either. Only 3 Stoneholds. So it's not a tech game. Town Hall, I think, is level 1. Yep, Capital is coming up. Do we see any mines? Any iron mines? Nope. Maybe in the middle. Yes, okay, we do see the tier 2 transition. Coming in slowly. We have a nice split attack here. And actually goes somewhere else with the hero and even more boys. Interesting, interesting. Nice, nice. Alright, knows where the main army is. That's gonna give him an advantage. Going after the iron miners that aren't there yet. That's a bit unfortunate for him. He's keeping them busy. And we do have a very large portion of this army spread out. To try and hunt these boys down. Which really splits BurntSoap's attention here. And gives Rising all the time he needs to kill this. Because they're so split now, like the druid doesn't have the army with him that he can teleport onto this.
Gebäude fertiggestellt.
So that's some real nice micro here. And it definitely delayed Burnt a lot. We are also floating a lot of food though. We are getting some more stoneholds. And BurntSoap. Okay, has 3 groves now. But not much else. He's got 11 spare workers. And good evening, Sybil. Hope you're having a great day. Oh, wow! These token axe boys are actually getting the grove down. Rising with the fancy footwork here. Love it. Love to see it. Because so many people have always complained that like split pushing and stuff isn't worth it or it doesn't work. He shows you it is. Of course, it also depends on your opponent, but if you can make him sweat for it, why not do it? one axe wielder trying to bring it down, but that should get out repaired even before the repair buffs. Yeah, we're having performance issues again, so I apologize. But I've restarted, I've done everything I can. And I don't think it's the settings or anything. Because we've been on these forever. Wanderers being pushed out, which are not gonna do that much against these dwarf hordes before they upgrade in tier 3. And oh my god! Now that is some tasty, tasty value here for the AoE spells though. But also the Guardians, that's a pretty substantial debuff here. Dwarf boy is definitely cleaving here. But he's always a bit weird to micromanage since he can't regenerate focus. You always have to be fighting for it or pressing that little scream he does. a very over the place game, which I appreciate. Let's see, has anything changed in terms of tech? Okay, workshop coming up. That's coming up. We're floating like a mother trucker. Granite Hall is coming up. BurntSoap. Floating less, but he's not doesn't have the economy that he wants to as a tier 2 elf. In a tier 1 brawl and an extended one, Dwarfs should win. Trying to use some fancy archer play there. Looks like he just used his... Oh no, this was Inspiring Presence. Nice teleport there.
Gebäude fertiggestellt.
He's not in Precision Stun, which also has a very slow cooldown, by the way. And I think the cooldown starts the second it doesn't, not after it runs out, but immediately. So you potentially can have permanent uptime on this, as long as you're not running out of focus. So the warrior of deep depths. I can't pronounce that tonight. So I'm not gonna try, but nice split push again. We'll get the iron mine. What did we research here? He's forgetting about these boys a little bit, so could just grab these and run away. I actually don't know. Must have.
Gebäude fertiggestellt.
Ah yeah, okay. Grabs the stone upgrade for now. So loses all those dwarves, but goes into the semi-main here.
Wir werden angegriffen.
Try and punish that growth, which will definitely hamper Burnt. There we go, and a nice teleport, just perfectly timed there. Get out of dodge. And resource-wise, he's definitely in the lead, and BurntSoap has to burn through his wood supply to get all the structures back up. Are we producing properly? We are not quite producing. So just pump out some guardians if you have way too much food. If you're not over pop cap, you definitely want some. We do not have a tech building yet for Burnt. We also haven't bought anything further, I think. We're not level 5 there for him. Looking pretty fancy there with his little axe.
Wir werden angegriffen.
Okay, we're up to 16 sentries now, so we're definitely getting outpaced here in the army department. He does not have his... Looks like his teleport is on cooldown.
Wir werden angegriffen.
It is indeed, so that's a nice win here for BurntSoap. Gets that down with the Druid Laser. Some protectors are coming up, buffing up the Guardians a little bit further to help them out in the frontline fight. Oh, but here comes the hero snipe. That's 16 sentries. Almost one-shotting a druid. That was like 2 sentries too little. But just look at the disgusting range. And the poor wanderer turned into a porcupine there. Lizard with bolts. Oh no, he interrupted his own teleport. Does get out though. So that was a close call. That is literally the only thing that Sentry Stance is good for, is sniping heroes. It's a bit too buggy for everything else. But without his tier 3 armor, he would have died there. Got very, very lucky. But again, really nice split pushes here by Rising. Always getting rid of that pesky elven iron, which is beautiful. Also, we are having a lot of idle boys. Where's the second ones? Looks like that just upgraded. Or something ran out of food there. Production really just needs to pump out Guardians. Then he would still be in the game. It also help him get level 5. He does have the capacity to just get them. He just doesn't decide to do it. Looks like he wants to add some druids into the mix. We still... Hang on. Nope, still no tech building. Workshop-wise, we do have the sentry upgrade. What's coming up here? Rain of Fire. Okay, interesting. Granite hulls are not producing anything yet, though. Looks like the iron economy isn't quite there yet. But yeah, Burnt.
Wir werden angegriffen.
There we go, finally. Pumps out some Guardians to supplement his army. Oh no, they're trapped here. But here comes the bomb rush. Yeah, looks like he cancelled the sentry stance at the last second. There it comes again. Has to get out of it.
Gebt den Befehl.
So basically, as soon as you
Unsere
see
Helden
that, you
werden
just get the hell
stärker.
out of there with your hero. If they're targeting units, you should win, as long as providing you're an equal supply, of course. Because they're pretty trash against single units. The DPS is, I think, lower than in their normal stance, because the reload time is so much higher. They do have a little bit of a stun chance, but it's basically just to snipe single units across the screen, basically. The big thing about the sentry upgrade is the ranged increase. The other aspects of it are not that great. And as you can see, that they don't really seem to auto-fire. So they're pretty buggy in that regard. So you always have to give them like weird orders, and then that also resets their animation. So you have to know what you're doing with them. If you don't get the snipe off, swap them out again, let them shoot normally. And only if the hero or a high value target is in range that you really want to snipe, you go for it. But oh, the druid's going back in! That is suicide, my dear man. 0 to 100 real quick. 0 to 100 to 0 real quick. That hurt to watch. But the Guardian is also a bit of trouble. Yeah, the warrior.
Wir haben
My
einen
apologies.
unserer Helden getötet.
Teleports arrive at the other end dead. That was hilarious. These guys need to get out of sentry stance. So basically here you see what happens if you just leave them in there. Like even against this few Guardians, they're actually not doing that great. Especially if they all target the same unit, because you have so much overkill. It does toss some of them around, but it's not worth it in the end. At the moment he's just getting carried by the huge supply difference. 21 to 27, and a big conga line of warriors coming up.
Wir werden angegriffen.
We're only at 50 supply here. Nice thing about the druids here, they are, she is healing all of these boys up. But we don't have the economy anymore. We've burned through all of our food. We are still producing some stuff. But Rising is just ridiculously far ahead. He is tier 3. He's not mining Moon Silver yet. Are we getting anything fancy? Some combat balloons now coming in. They do have their flame upgrade. Let's see if we see that coming in. Nice, spends his money. Was a bit overambitious there. Couldn't quite afford that much. Oh god, here come the sentries again. This time just normal attacks. But as soon as he commits, he's in danger. Yeah, it looks like that's just a Control A rally down here. Get everyone back to the front line. Burnt has finally spent his points.
Wir haben unsere Grenzen ausgeweitet.
So he's got Ellen's Wrath, he's got all the usual stuff. He also does have Crushed Spirits, which is really good counter to the high resistances of the Warrior of the Deeps. But he's gonna burn through his... he still has a lot of focus potions, so it doesn't matter that much. But that's a problem. If you spread out your abilities that much, your abilities actually don't end up doing much. You rather just have like a lot of brute force points and then focus on the things you want. Especially like just take one of the healed options, either the passive or the active.
Bereit und in der Luft.
We have a wonderful
Gebäude
combat balloon
fertiggestellt.
squadron here, ready to rain some fire. Hope we see that. Oh, for a second I thought we had some
Gebäude
aggro there.
fertiggestellt.
Did he end up buying something? He did. Looks like just health potions, yeah. And Burnt Macklin
Gebäude fertiggestellt.
hasn't done much yet. Yeah, at the moment Rising is can just right click the enemy's capital. And there's not much this army can do about it. He's adding some wardens. I'm pretty sure the Wanderers also still don't have their upgrades. No, literally just coming up. A little bit late to the party. Because without the magic upgrade, they're not going to be that effective against the axe wielders here. But if they would be able to get it, then we would be talking. I think it's still a 50-50 split, similar to the Wardens. Later, it just adds a flat 50 magic damage on top. Oh no, actually, I think for them it actually just flat out changes their damage type to 50 magic. But Druid gets down again. There it is. Now should swap out of the sentry stance. Now he could have actually stayed. Well, not really, but just the supply stance is too quick. It's a beauty TP. The sentry is very useful to me. Thank you. Have fun abusing as long as you can. It's not being patched out yet. One thing you can also do is you can... I think I once did that by accident. You can pre-deploy the sentries, then you teleport in if you're getting pressured, for example. And as long as the reload animation has finished, as soon as they land, you can order them to target the hero and they don't have to reload in that instance. Because they already are. Because it doesn't count as movement, moving, doing a TP. So it's basically like literally a teleporting execution commando. And you really don't want to leave them against... Once the hero's dead, or like, let's say, a troll from the orcs. What is going on with that thing? Then you want to switch out again, because then the DPS otherwise will get wasted. But GG will play to Rising. Some really nice play there, from both of them. But you do need some experience to fight the sentry stance, and even then it's just annoying. Essentially, if you know that your enemy is using that, you constantly have to run back and forth to bait it. As soon as you see it coming, as soon as you see them deploy, you depart again, and then you run back in. So basically you just try to stun lock them in the animation if your enemy insists on trying to do it. But even if you run away, like, they just have so much range, it's disgusting, so you have to be very careful. It's best used on like a teleporting hero or something of that like. But some really nice split pushes by Rising. BurntSoap has some right ideas, got some work in with the Druid Beam. But yeah, with a little bit of practice, this game is gonna get a hell of a lot better, and I can't wait for it. I'll see you YouTube boys very soon.